I'm Derek.
And I'm Vikas.
And we are the creators of FoodEase. Ever since the COVID-19 pandemic hit the world, food banks have struggled to meet the increasing needs of their communities. All across the news are articles about food lines that are miles long, stretching across cities. These lines can be devastating, putting both the food bank volunteers and those requesting food in danger of contracting COVID-19. Further, adding on to the slowness is the inefficient method in which food banks verify the identity and economic status of those in line. They require every person to bring a photo ID as well as a proof of address, and volunteers manually check these every single visit. As a result, waits are long and so are the lines.
And that's why we created FoodEase, an app that efficiently manages the queuing and validation problems that food banks face across the community. FoodEase features a scheduling system that gives users the ability to reserve appointments to pick up their food and avoid getting COVID-19 by waiting in long lines. FoodEase also has a built-in virtual check-in system that allows users to upload a digital version of their documentation for quick and simple verification.
Here's a demonstration of our app, which we built using Flutter, Google's open-source software development kit for mobile applications. Here, we will be showing how a person would schedule a visit to their local food bank and how our method is safer and more efficient than others. First, opening up the app, we can see an introduction to FoodEase, and next is a basic login page for users to have access to their own data. This brings us to the home page, which we can see here lists all nearby food banks, showing the rating, distance, and how many family members they can supply food for per visit. Clicking on the first one, we're brought to a page with more specific details on this food bank. We can see a description and reviews for this location, and we can place an order by clicking this button. We're automatically brought to a checkout screen where I can now input a date and time. Next, I can click confirm for my order to go through, and then on the food bank side of our app, we use a queuing algorithm that determines if the time you chose will be crowded or not, based on others' inputs as well. If it is crowded, you'll receive a notification telling you what time you can arrive, as you can see in the second one. If it isn't crowded, you'll receive a notification telling you that the time you chose was good, as you can see by the first notification. Now, you're able to head over at the time chosen with little to no lines, reducing the possibility of contracting COVID-19.
Next, this is the process for how we plan on having users verify themselves through our app. Many food banks lack an organized approach to verifying people, and it is often time-consuming and difficult in person to do it, especially during a pandemic. As mentioned before, most food banks in the US require two pieces of documentation, a photo of your ID and a document confirming your address. Since these two pieces are mostly universal, we've implemented a digital solution. To verify yourself, you simply click the camera icon in the center, which directs us to the authentication page. Here, you can upload two pieces of documentation, as you see with the upload icon. These photos will be sent to the cloud, where we built custom machine learning models to ensure that these IDs and address documents are valid. Within the same day, you should receive a confirmation that your verification was successful, making you eligible to register for time slots at food banks. You'll only need to do this process once, and it's universal for all food banks, so you'll never have to worry about forgetting your documentation again.
We'd also like to show off a few other screens we've built. In the Food Bank Details app, we're able to favorite specific food banks, which we can quickly access from our favorites page. This is useful because it's much more convenient to find food banks you prefer here. Next, you can also view your past orders in the History page, where you can keep track of what times you signed up at specific food banks. You're also able to search through these in case you are trying to remember a specific area you visited. If you're unable to make your time slot, you can also easily cancel your appointment by clicking remove on the right. Lastly, we also feature a basic profile and settings page where you can edit your information and even switch to dark theme.
After noticing these large lines amidst the coronavirus lockdown, we saw the need for a technological solution that would help food banks. We contacted local food banks asking what their existing method for managing long queues were, and we saw that many of them do not actually have an organized structure for managing them. When we asked if our mobile application would benefit them, 9 out of 10 said yes, and we hope to launch our app soon and help them out as soon as we can.
FoodEase offers the potential to revolutionize how food banks operate in the United States by making it safer and more efficient in a COVID-19 world, bringing us one step closer out of this pandemic. Thank you.